Hey everybody, can you hear me? Trying something new. So before I go any further, I want to get confirmation that my audio is working. Anything? Let's see. Whoa. That's all we have here. Loud and clear. Sweet. Thank you. So I am on the road. I'm broadcasting today from Portland, Oregon. So it's a little bit different. I'm just going off my laptop. I have an iPad here off to my side, and but I don't have my regular mic set up. I don't have my dual monitors, so I'm just going off one little screen. Anyway, glad you can hear me. If anything happens, just let me know in the chat, and I will do my best to fix it. I still have a lingering cough, but we'll make it through today. So, want to show you first. This is my my shirt. I thought the only thing I got from Paris, my wife's trip to Paris, was French tarot cards, but showed up here today. My mother-in-law actually got me this shirt for my birthday, which was a couple months ago, but that's exciting. So this is like the only Olympic shirt that I have, but I like the Olympics. I especially love the musical intro that they always play, written by John Williams. If you didn't know, I think he wrote it when it was when the Olympics were in Los Angeles. But John Williams is one of my favorite composers, as I've mentioned before. And if you haven't, just go listen to, I think it's called like Olympic Fanfare is the name of it. If you search on Spotify or someplace else, you'll find it by him. Worth a listen. Anyway, today's episode is, so if this is your first stream, we are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, at least as many as I can make happen, at 9 a.m. Pacific, listening to one episode of Dragnet until we have listened to all 310 episodes currently available. During each live stream, you'll see the comments here on the side. If you want to participate in the comments, please go to the OTR Gold YouTube channel. So we're streaming today to Twitch, Facebook, the Old Time Radio Archive, and X. And if you're any of those places, you should be able to see a link to OTR Gold so you can participate in the chat. It's always a fun time. I'll highlight relevant comments here on screen, relevant being like related to the story that we're listening to. Otherwise, they just stay here on the side, but you can chat about whatever you want. Just keep it fun, keep it positive, make new friends. Cool. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Movie night was almost a complete disaster, beginning with audio issues, and then our first ever temporary stream suspension. I thought that was the downfall of my entire channel, that we were going to get taken offline. But fortunately, as soon as I stopped streaming Laura, no to anybody else, if you try to stream that on YouTube, you will get suspended. I had found it on the Internet Archive. I couldn't find it on YouTube before. Like, we streamed the other stuff off YouTube. Now I know why, because they don't want it there. Actually, it's more like they don't care if it's there, but the copyright holder, so it's still under copyright. It was a 21st Century Fox thing. They got bought out by Disney, and I guess Disney's pretty aggressive at keeping their content off there. So yeah, so we're gonna stick now. So movie nights. Oh, anyway, finishing the story. I found it on the Internet Archive, which I thought meant it was fine. It's not. But fortunately, as soon as I stopped streaming it, YouTube like restarted the stream. It let me continue to cast, and we pivoted and we watched the Scarlet Street, which is a movie from 1945. Found it on like a cult cinema channel on YouTube. We streamed it from there, and despite a few additional minor buffering issues, it went off without, or aside from a few minor buffering issues, it went out without a hitch. And despite all ups and downs, it was a fun movie night. So for those that tuned in early and stayed the entire time, thank you for sticking with it. And let's see here. I just want to highlight this one real quick. Such a shame it was a good movie. Yes, I've heard good things about Laura. It's still available on the Internet Archive. So I don't know why it's over there and not elsewhere, like what, but you can stream it from the Internet Archive. I put a link to that. If you look at the video replay, I put a link to it down there so you can check it out. Let's see, what else? The big road trip. The big location stream. The big cough is the other one. Let's see. Are you doing a Dragnet tour of LA? That would actually be pretty cool, like a walking tour, probably a driving tour of LA, just the Dragnet places. Who cares about celebrity houses? I don't want to drive by celebrity houses. I want to go see where the Federal Cafe is and where they, where certain publishers are. I'm not going to spoil this one, but this one has a destination that would be interesting to go by and see. Let's see. Joshua says, I like the Parade of Charioteers by Miklos Rosa. Now, Miklos Rosa is this guy. So the 4-note theme that's played at the beginning of every Dragnet episode is inspired by a score. I think it's by the same guy or the same composer, Miklos. It's either Rosa or Roska. He scored a movie called The Killers, and the Dragnet theme song is taken from that. Oh, interesting. It says he's also the composer of the original Ben-Hur. Nice. Thomas ordered the Blu-ray of Laura. Yes. Physical media is always better. Well, it's definitely, I like the convenience of having the digital copy, except when your internet goes down and then you can't access it. So that stinks. It's nice to have some movies around. Okay, so we'll jump into the show real quick. Again, as I said, this is episode 43 of Dragnet. The title is The Big Book. Today's episode deals with the distribution of pornography in schools, and they track down the people creating the materials. And without spoiling the story, I just want to say that at the end, I'll share some resources that are related to something that Friday says in today's episode. And then lastly, we're currently at 3,438 subscribers. And once we hit 4,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away one of the vintage styled Bluetooth radios. I didn't pack that with me, so I can't show you on screen. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out a previous stream and look at the beginning. I hold up some radios on screen. Again, thanks to everybody that's here. I'm excited to dive into the chat and say hi to all of you. I hope you all had a great weekend and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Dragnet from OTRGold.com. This episode will begin after a brief message from our sponsors.
The story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Fatima Cigarettes, best of all long cigarettes, brings you Dragnet.
You're a detective sergeant. You're assigned the Juvenile Bureau. The high schools in your city have been flooded with obscene literature. You stamp out one source and a dozen more spring up. Your job, stop them.
If you want a long cigarette, smoke the best of all long cigarettes. Smoke king-size Fatima. Fatima is the long cigarette which contains the finest Turkish and domestic tobaccos superbly blended to make Fatima extra mild. And that's why Fatima has a much different, much better flavor and aroma than any other long cigarette. That's why Fatima has more than doubled its smokers coast to coast. So enjoy Fatima, the best of all long cigarettes.
It's wise to smoke extra mild Fatima. It's wise to smoke extra mild Fatima.
Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime. For the next 30 minutes, in cooperation with the Los Angeles Police Department, you will travel step by step on the side of the law through an actual case from official police files. From beginning to end, from crime to punishment, Dragnet is the story of your police force in action.
It was Monday, October 21st. It was cool in Los Angeles. We were working the day watch out of Juvenile Bureau. My partner's Ben Romero. The boss is Inspector Lester, commander of the Juvenile Bureau. My name's Friday. It was 10 a.m. when we got to the auditorium of Canfield High School. Stage door.
Guess we go right out onto the stage.
Yeah, we better wait till we're called, though, huh?
You're the men from the police department?
Yes, sir. This is Sergeant Romero. My name's Friday.
How do you do?
How do you do?
I'm Paul Fisher, the principal here. Come right out onto the stage and we'll get the meeting started.
You all right? Yes, sir.
Just have a chair there.
Thank you.
Is the microphone on? Ladies and gentlemen of the Coordinating Council, members of the Parent-Teachers Association. As you know, this meeting has been called for the purpose of discussing ways and means to bring about an end to the distribution of the filthy and obscene books and pamphlets that have been littering every high school campus in the city of Los Angeles. We've tried every means at our disposal to clean this matter up, and they all seem to fail. On the advice of the Coordinating Council and Mrs. Randall to the PTA, we've called in the authorities. Here to discuss the matter with us this morning are two officers connected with the Juvenile Bureau of our police department. Sergeant Romero and Sergeant Friday. And now, may I turn the meeting over to Sergeant Friday of the Los Angeles Police Department.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the only way we're going to get to the bottom of this thing and put a stop to it is to get all the information we can on where this lascivious material is coming from. Now, you people, as parents and teachers of the children who are buying and reading this stuff, might be able to give us some help. So, if it's all right with you, Mr. Fisher, I'd like to hear from some of the people sitting out there, if I may.
Certainly. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Well, if any of you people have anything to say or any information, any questions, why, we'd be glad to listen to you and do our best to answer your questions. Yes, the lady out there, go right ahead.
I'm Mrs. Stein. I know of a place in our neighborhood that has dirty books. I feel sure that that's one of the places where the children are getting this trash. Complaints have been made to the police department, but the man who runs the place has never been arrested. Can you tell me why?
Well, ma'am, I think I better make it clear now that there's only one way a police officer can arrest anyone for possession of lewd literature. The officer has to prove that the party who possesses this literature does so for the purpose of selling it. Sometimes that's difficult to prove.
Well, I told you I can prove it.
You mean you can go to this place and buy a book from him?
Now, maybe I couldn't. If I were known.
Yes, ma'am, that's just the point. Now, I don't know offhand about the one in your neighborhood, but I can assure you that we've cracked down on hundreds of such peddlers in the past few months. And you can see for yourselves that this doesn't put a stop to it. We've got to get to the source.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir?
My name's Fred Scott. I'm director of the Square Shooters Boys Club.
Yes, sir.
The point I'm trying to make is, I know the young boys pretty well. With the exception of my boys, 49 in number, I'll wager just about every boy in this high school has one of those books. Or at least he's seen one.
Yes, sir, we're aware of that.
The point I'm trying to make is, somewhere in the municipal code, there's got to be a law to forbid such things.
Yes, sir, there is such a law.
Then why isn't it enforced?
It is.
What does the law say?
Well, how do you mean, sir?
Well, I mean, what happens when somebody's found guilty of selling these books? What's the penalty?
Oh, well, the law states that an offender is liable to fines, a jail term of 6 months, or both.
That's not much of a law, is it? Why isn't there a stronger law?
Well, I wouldn't know that, sir.
The point I'm trying to make is, we need laws with some teeth in them.
We have good laws in the state of California for the most part. It's true that we're weak in some cases, but you can say that about most states, I think.
Well, you may be satisfied with the laws, but I'm not. I'd say stronger laws. That's the answer.
No, I don't think it is, Mr. Scott. Passing a set of new laws isn't going to make this city a cleaner or a safer place for your boys to grow up in. Laws don't decide how moral a city's going to be. People do. Laws don't mold character in young boys either. The parents and teachers do that.
I don't think I know what you're getting at. What do you mean?
Well, just this, Mr. Scott. It's our job on the police department to keep filthy junk like these books from falling into youngsters' hands.
Yes?
Now, on the other side of the fence, the youngster has to be taught to recognize this obscene material for what it is, filth and garbage. And the youngsters have to be taught that in the home, in the school, and the church. Now, if they can be made to understand that the kind of dirt and filth that these books represent, well, that'd be worth more than any new set of laws, wouldn't it?
But what about these men who put out the books? The men who sell them? How do you reach them?
Through the youngsters. They seem to know the way. The next morning at 8 a.m., after meeting with Inspector Lester of Juvenile Bureau, Ben and I went on stakeout at Canfield High School. From past experience, we knew there was little hope of a quick end to the case. It was going to be a long haul, tracing the source all the way up the line from the high school kids who bought the filthy books to the small fry pushers, the wholesalers, and finally we hoped to the top, the man who printed the books. We had no illusions on that score. Generally, with the arrest of his pushers and other small-timers who worked for him, the top man gets the alarm and clears out before the police officer can apprehend him with evidence that will stand up in court. During the first 2 days at Canfield High, Ben and I found out nothing. The obscene literature was being bartered and exchanged between students, but the main source of supply was still a mystery. We had one slim lead to go on. Mr. Fisher, the high school principal, helped run it down.
We've been watching that boy down in the yard since yesterday, Mr. Fisher. Seems to have quite a bit of spending money, expensive clothes, car of his own.
I don't know that boy's family. They could be well-fed.
We saw him with a stack of those dirty books in his notebook. He must have had a dozen of them. We were showing him around to his crowd.
Travers, are you sure?
Joe, take a look down there.
Yeah. Yeah, Travers is showing him something. I can't see what it is.
Come over to this side of the window.
Yeah.
Small books. He's giving them to one of the other fellows.
They've got their wallets out. They're giving Travers money.
Come on, Ben. You better come too, Mr. Fisher.
This way out to the yard?
No, to the left. That's it.
Let's hurry, huh?
This store, Sergeant. Right here. Travers. Travers.
Hello, Mr. Fisher.
I'd like to talk to you.
Yeah?
These men here are from the police department. They want to ask you some questions.
Can we go inside?
Come on.
What's the matter, Mr. Fisher? I haven't done anything.
Oh, we'll see. Come on.
What is it? What's it all about?
Sergeant?
It'll be a lot easier if we have the truth now, son. Did you just sell those boys out there some dirty books?
No, I mean, it's only a gag. They're funny books.
Have you got any more of them on you?
Yes, sir.
Can we see them, please?
I didn't steal them. Only books. Funny books. Here.
Thanks.
Almost a dozen.
Mm-hmm. You think these are funny books, do you, Travis?
Well, some of them. I guess not. It's only a gag, Sergeant.
Where'd you get them?
I didn't steal them. I bought them off a guy.
Who?
Why? I can't tell you.
Do you have any more of these books?
No, sir.
Will you show us your locker?
I can't remember the combination. It's a new locker.
Could you open the locker for us, Mr. Fisher?
Yes, but I'll have to get the maintenance man.
All right, I'll show you. Come on. Down here, sir. This one. 412. I've only got a couple.
All right, we'll see.
Come on, open it.
I haven't done anything.
Here's a sample, Joe. Locker's loaded down with them.
Rotten filth.
You can't arrest me. I don't sell the books. I only rent them.
Somebody's been briefing you. Who?
You're only making it hard on yourself, boy.
You can't prove anything. These are my books. I don't sell them.
Where do you get them? Who sold them to you?
Nobody. I got them, that's all.
All right. We'll have to talk to your folks.
You can't. They're away. No, you can't. Don't.
Afraid we'll have to, son.
Oh, please don't tell them. Please don't let them know I'll do anything.
All right, let's have the truth then. Who are you selling the books for?
His name's Barney. That's all I know. I meet him at a cigar store downtown, 5th and Harrison.
Does he sell you the books?
He gives them to me. I sell them and then give him the money. I get 10 cents for every one I sell.
How much do you sell them for?
25 cents. Some are $1. I get 30 cents for those.
And the boys in this school have been paying that kind of money for this film?
Yes, sir?
This man who gives you these books, you know where he lives?
No, sir. I haven't any idea.
When are you going to see him?
Well, this is Wednesday. I was going to meet him downtown this afternoon.
The cigar store?
Yes, sir. But I don't want to get Barney in trouble. He's been okay to me.
Sure. He's done a lot for you. 4 p.m. Wednesday. Ben and I drove downtown with 16-year-old Eddie Travers. We parked the car near the corner of 5th and Harrison and kept an eye on the cigar store. We waited.
No sign yet, Travers?
No, sir. Barney usually waits by the newsstand there. I haven't seen him yet.
How long you been selling for this man, son?
About 3 months, maybe 4.
Any idea where he gets the books?
Well, Oh, just a minute, Sergeant.
Yeah?
I think... Yeah, that's Barney, the one going up to the cigar counter.
The man in the gray suit there?
Yeah, that's him. He's going into Juanita's cafe.
Is that where you usually go after you meet him?
Yes, sir.
You better take the boy back to the office, Ben. I'll tail this guy and see what I can find out.
Okay, you want me to pick you up later?
I'll call you at the office. Oh, you got any matches?
No, I'm out.
I'll pick some up at the cigar stand.
Right. See you later.
Yeah. Box of matches?
Oh, yeah.
And a pack of spearmint, too.
All right, sir. Much obliged. Got a special on Old Typical New Bourbon today. $2.69 a fifth.
No, thanks.
Hey, Rosie. Rosie, another tamale when you get time, huh?
All right, Barney, go come in. Yes, sir.
Let me have chicken tacos, side order of fried beans, and a cup of coffee, huh?
Chicken tacos on one, side of beans. Another tamale. Anything else, Barney?
Yeah, some more coffee, huh, Rosie?
Tamale on one.
Hey. Slide the ketchup down here, will you?
Yeah, here you go.
Thanks. They got good tacos in here. Lots of meat of it. It's fresh stuff.
Yeah.
There's the sugar.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Rosie. Here. Here, Rosie.
Yeah.
I got some new ones in just today. Whole stack 'em.
What are you talking about?
You know, the picture books. Good ones. You can make some money on the side. They'd sell good around here.
Listen, Barney, I told you once, no.
Oh, come on, here. Look them over. These are good ones.
I said no, that lousy junk. The next time you bring that stuff in here, I tell the boss, understand? Now eat and get out.
Well, that's a real funny day. Looks great, but boy, what a cold potato.
Yeah?
Come on, eat and get out and take that junk with you.
Ah, cold potato. I don't like the chow in here anyway.
Well, coffee's certainly cold.
Yeah. Yep. You'd probably get a big boot out of these. Take a look.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good quality stuff. Yeah. Give me that little book then. Let me show you one. Wait a minute. Yeah. Wouldn't that kill you?
Yeah. How about sell me one of them?
Okay. 4 bits for the small ones, $1 for the big ones. Wait a minute. Let's see, I got 14 of them here. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make you a deal. You can have the whole works for $10.
Okay. You got any more?
Well, you going in business for yourself?
No, I got a newsstand out in Riverside. Books like this ought to go fast. I think I can probably handle another $25 worth.
Ah. I'll get the rest of them back at the hotel. Some of them are in color.
Yeah?
You want to meet me there tonight? Around 7?
Where's the hotel?
Well, you go straight up 6th Street from here. It's just 1 block on your left. Call the Denver House. I'm in room 337.
You going up there now?
Well, I was supposed to meet some guy, but... Yeah, we can go now. How about a check, Rosie, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, you'll probably be wanting more of these. I can put you on my mailing list.
Okay. The prices are right. I don't want to pay retail.
Yeah, we can work out a deal. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Hey, that Rosie, huh? She's really put together.
Yeah?
Too bad. A real cold potato, though.
Some are like that.
Yeah.
No sense of humor. We left Juanita's Cafe and walked up Harrison Street to 6th. We turned left and went down 1 block. It was 5 minutes to 5 when we got to Barney's room in the Denver house, number 337. He dragged out a steamer trunk from under the bed and counted out a stack of books and pamphlets covering the general topic of degenerate filth in stories and photographs.
Okay, Mac, there you are. It's $25 worth. For the money, the bucks are all yours.
Okay. Here you go. That's 10, 15, 18. I'll have to give you a check for the rest.
How do I know it's any good? You could take off. I'd never see you again.
You'll see me. You're under arrest.
Huh? Hey, you're kidding. Hey, let go.
All right, let's hold it right here.
Hey, wait a minute. Oh, now, look, Lieutenant, we can work this thing out.
We'll work it out downtown.
Now, wait a minute. I can set this thing right for you.
Where are you getting this junk? Who's supplying you?
Oh, look, why not use your head? You never get the top, man. Not in 10 years you won't.
We got lots of time. Come on.
You are listening to Dragnet, the case history of a police investigation presented in the public interest by Fatima Cigarettes.
If you smoke a long cigarette, it will be in your interest to listen to a typical case history of a Fatima smoker.
It's the case of Mr. Joseph G. Hertzberg, city editor of one of New York's great newspapers, and this is his actual signed statement.
I recommend Fatimas to anyone who likes a king-size cigarette. In my business, the long hours really put smoking to the test. Working overtime means smoking overtime, and that has sold me on Fatimas. No matter how often I light up, Fatima gives me an extra mild smoke. And Fatima flavor, it's much better every time. I found out it's wise to smoke extra mild Fatima.
And more smokers are discovering this every day. Actual figures show Fatima has more than doubled its smokers coast to coast.
So enjoy Fatima yourself.
The long cigarette, which contains the finest Turkish and domestic tobaccos, superbly blended to make it extra mild.
You will prefer Fatima's much different, much better flavor.
You will agree.
It's wise to smoke extra mild Fatima.
It's wise to smoke extra mild Fatima.
The best of all long cigarettes.
The filthy literature racket feeds on the curiosity of youngsters and the stupidity and ignorance of adults. It's an all-season business, and in its own quiet way, it has reached a market which the other heavy rackets never hoped to reach. Your home and your children. 6 p.m., Wednesday, October 23rd. We checked the records, and the make sheet showed the book peddler's true name to be Barney W. Timpson, 38 years old. He had a past record of one previous conviction for peddling lewd literature in Dodge City, Iowa in March 1948. We had him brought to the interrogation room.
Sit down, Timpson.
Let's make it easy, Barney. Where are you getting the books?
I told you, Sergeant, they deliver them to me.
Who does?
Different guys. I don't remember them all. They send different guys every time.
How often do they make the deliveries to you?
Once a month.
When?
Around the first, usually. Sometimes maybe the second and the third.
They bring the books to your hotel?
Yeah, they leave a pack of them in the lobby addressed to me.
They ever use the mails?
They never do. They're not that dumb.
So you've never seen the men that you do business with, huh?
Not so I'd know them, no.
You have no idea where they're operating from?
I don't know.
You expect us to swallow that?
I'm telling you, I don't know.
Oh, don't push us that kind of a story, Barney.
I'm giving it to you straight. Now, what else do you want?
Who's the supply man?
Hey, look, we found this notebook in your hotel room, Barney. There's a list of names in it. This your customer book?
Friend. Okay, they're customers.
That gives us enough to land on you.
I know that. I've told you everything.
You still don't know who you're working for?
Oh?
Look, there's a phone number in this notebook. No name to go with it.
Yeah.
Now, look at it. This one right here.
I don't know. Must be another customer. Yeah.
Does it belong to the boss?
I don't know the boss. He don't know me.
Then who do you buy the books from?
Who says I buy him?
You must owe somebody a lot of money.
Don't worry. I don't owe him nothing. He don't owe me nothing.
He does now.
What?
You're going to jail for him. Barney Timpson was booked into Central Jail for violation of the Penal Code, Section 311.3. We contacted the telephone company, and they traced the extra phone number in Timpson's notebook to a private residence on Wonderview Drive in Laurel Canyon. A detail of men was assigned to stake out on the place. During the next week, mainly from information obtained from Barney Timpson's customers, 7 other peddlers of obscene books and pamphlets were taken into custody and questioned. 5 of the 7 told us they picked up their supply of books from the Laurel Canyon address. We moved in on the place and found thousands of lewd books and pamphlets stored in the garage. 3 men on the premises were taken into custody. They identified themselves as John Alexander, George Kelleher, and Raymond Kester. We brought them downtown and interrogated them for 2 hours. They refused to admit anything. They were booked in, but by noon their lawyers arrived and they were released on writs of habeas corpus. 2 p.m. Ben and I met with Inspector Lester of Juvenile Bureau.
Just had a call from the men on stakeout at the Laurel Canyon place. They've just been over the garage where the books are stored.
They get anything, Skip?
A couple of things. Might be fair leads.
What's that?
3 stacks of books they found were wrapped in proof letterheads from the Havenbrook Hotel.
Yeah?
We checked with the hotel. They get all their printing done at Rudolph Brothers, place out in West L.A.
That name's not familiar to me.
It's a big layout. Their specialty is religious books, Bible, things like that.
That doesn't add.
Not so sure.
How do you mean?
Be a perfect cover for the racket. Printing the Bible one day and a flock of filthy books the next. Could be the setup.
What kind of a name does this Rudolph's place have around town? They've been here long?
50 years. Good reputation.
Well, we could give it a look.
Where's the place?
On West 3rd, just below Athens Street.
All right.
Check the place over, but don't make them suspicious. If there's anything wrong, no use tipping until we're ready to move.
Right, Skipper.
They got to reach the presses turning out this junk and choke off the supply where it starts. Do that and we got it beat.
Right.
Just a minute. Juvenile Bureau, left it. Yes, Adam. Down where? Okay, they'll be right out. Gross and Pacelli, they spotted one of the delivery cars.
Where?
Downtown. They followed it out to West L.A.
Yeah?
Rudolph's printing shop.
4 p.m. Ben and I, together with 2 other men from Juvenile Bureau, drove out Beverly Boulevard to Athens Street and then down 1 block to the corner of West 3rd, where we picked up Gross and Pacelli on stakeout. The Rudolph Brothers Printing Company covered almost half a square block on the corner of West 3rd and Athens. The front of the plant had display windows featuring expensive leather-bound Bibles and other religious literature. While the other men remained on stakeout, Ben and I crossed the street and entered the plant. We introduced ourselves to the clerk in charge as potential wholesale customers, and we asked to be shown around the shop. It was more than obliging.
I'd be happy to show you our plant, gentlemen. The most modern religious publication company in the West. That's our claim. Oh, would you step this way, please?
Thank you.
On your left there, those are 3 of our new Ludlow machines. Excellent mechanisms, needless to say.
Mm-hmm. You must employ quite a few men in here.
65 full-time. Enough to meet any emergency rush jobs you might want done. Now, over here are Bush Emerson hand presses.
Oh. You handle only religious books then, huh? Nothing else?
That's right, sir. We specialize exclusively in that.
You don't take in any small contracts, school journals, things like that?
No, our steady customers take up all of our time. Here on this stone, you see the pages of a new prayer book we're getting together. Very ultra.
Mm-hmm.
An entirely different kind of typeface.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, and back there, along the wall, are new linotypes. The very latest, monotypes. Then the proof presses. Next to them are proof readers. And the flatbed trussload press beyond that.
Seems like lots of activity. Business is pretty good, I guess, huh?
Oh, yes, we're kept pretty busy. Quality printing is always in demand.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much for showing us around.
Not at all, gentlemen. Anytime. Here, this way out.
All right.
I'll get you one of my cards here. There you are.
Oh, thank you.
And when you're ready to do business, why, just give me a call. I'd be glad to take care of you.
All right, sir, thanks. We'll do that.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Goodbye.
All right. What do you think?
You got me. Nothing out of place.
Yeah, whatever system they're using, they got it down pat.
Bibles, prayer books, church announcements. That's all I saw.
Hey, Ben, look. That man getting out of that car going into Rudolph's there?
Alexander, the guy we picked up this morning out in Laurel Canyon.
Yeah.
What's the answer?
I don't know, but it's got to be somewhere in that print shop. We went back to the car and waited. The stakeout on Rudolph's printing plant continued. 6 p.m. The lights in the display windows went out. The shades were drawn. We watched the employees leave. 6:30 p.m. The lights in the plant were still burning. Gross went down to the corner and picked up some hot dogs and coffee for our dinner. We ate in the car. 7:30 p.m. A black Cadillac convertible pulled up across the street. 2 men got out and let themselves in through the front door. We waited. Between 7:30 and 8 p.m., we counted 21 men entering the plant.
That printing press. It's starting up.
Okay, let's move. Hey, Gross, you and Pacelli want to go through the back, and Ben and I will take the front.
Right, let's go, Mike.
Come on.
It's a neat setup. I had it all figured.
Yeah, you didn't spot any side entrances, did you?
No. Here we are.
Can you try the door?
Yeah, it's no good.
All right.
Who is it?
Police officers, open up. All right, come on, open up.
The precious stuff.
All right, let's hit it quick. Come on, again. There we go.
There they are, Joe.
They're trying to smash the plates. Come on.
McKelly, save those plates!
Watch it, Ben. All right, come on.
All right, you, all right, hold it.
Hold against the wall. Hey, Gross, get those plates off the press, will you? All right, hold it, you two.
Now, Joe, look out!
All right.
Get the plates, Joe!
I round up those men and keep the doors covered.
Get away from those tables. Come on over to the wall. That's about most of them, Joe.
Those two men going out the door. Come on, head them off, will you?
Come on, you. Come on, back inside.
All
Get
right.
out, wait, get your hands off her.
Hold it up, mister. Come on, over there with the rest.
You'll pay for this. I'll sue you down your last nickel.
Yeah, come on, simmer down.
Hey, Joe, we got Rudolph going out the back.
Right. Call the office, will you? We're going to need transportation.
Okay.
Take those two with you, huh?
Right, come on.
Well, we got enough evidence against them.
Yeah, we're going to need it.
2 full pages of the junk right here.
Yeah.
Look. Right next to it.
Yeah. Page from the Bible.
The story you have just heard was true. Only the names were changed to protect the innocent.
On January 9th, trial was held in Superior Court, Department 94, City and County of Los Angeles, State of California. In a moment, the results of that trial.
It's amazing how many long cigarette smokers are changing to Fatima. Here is the actual report.
From coast to coast, king-size Fatima has more than doubled its smokers.
Yes, more and more smokers every day are discovering that Fatima is the best of all long cigarettes.
Long cigarette smokers find Fatima has a much different, much better flavor and aroma.
Long cigarette smokers find that Fatima is extra mild because it's the long cigarette which contains the finest Turkish and domestic tobaccos superbly blended to make it extra mild.
So enjoy extra mild Fatima. Best of all long cigarettes.
It's wise to smoke extra mild Fatima.
It's wise to smoke extra mild Fatima.
Frank Rudolph and 16 of his accomplices were tried and convicted of possessing lewd and lascivious literature for the purpose of sale. They received sentences as prescribed by law and are now serving their terms in the county jail.
Remember this Saturday, because that means Dimension X on NBC.
All right. Hope everyone enjoyed that one. Let me. I posted a question here. I want to know what everyone did this weekend. If you want to share. And then this one, I had to look this one up. Almost sounds like sativa. LOL. So sativa, for the uninitiated, that's a species of cannabis. So smoking extra mild sativa. Now I'm gonna be thinking about that every time they say it, which is kind of crazy. But crazy. Helped put up a pool. Spent watching cricket. Sam's watched cricket. Pool. Hopefully this it's a fun thing. My in-laws here have a pool, which is a rare thing to have in Portland, Oregon. But fortunately, I think it's going to be sunny today, so we brought our swimsuits. Okay, I said there was going to be a few things I was going to show at the end. So right at the beginning of that episode, when they go to the parent-teacher conference and they're talking about what laws are in place and how they're going to protect kids from it, Friday's message is basically like, look, the police are going to keep doing all they can to keep that stuff off the streets, but despite their best efforts, your kids are going to find it. And I think that's the case, especially now with the internet. Having grown up with the internet, you come across that stuff whether you want to or not. And it's important to help kids understand what that is, like youth of all ages. But there are two, since I have young kids, I've talked to my wife about this recently. Let me share my screen and I'll show you two things that have helped us. And then maybe you'll find them useful as well. Also, this thing right here, I saw a question about Peggy Weber on Friday's stream, and I ended the stream before answering it. I forgot to address it. So I'm kind of just in a holding pattern on this because the producer I reached out to, or the Murray Horwitz is the host of that show that interviewed her in 20, just I think last year or a couple years ago. He's responded. He said the producer of his show is the one who has her contact information. The producer is on vacation. He didn't say when she's going to get back, but last we spoke was last week. So I'm hoping I hear some information soon. And when I do, I'm going to reach out as soon as possible and see if she'll join, because I think it'd be awesome to have her on a stream. And then also, if you read the Wikipedia of the guy that the two people that that put together the big broadcast every Sunday, they sound like great people and they have a deep appreciation of old time radio. So I want to get both of them on the stream as well. And then I've also messaged my dad, because I kind of want to experiment with, having people on, talking to them about either their expertise in what it is that they do, or their connection to old time radio. I mentioned my dad was had a career as a U.S. postal inspector, and there were postal inspectors were mentioned in a couple previous episodes, but there's also another one coming up. I think it's like episode 100 or something. It's a while out, but it's called like the Big Mailbag or something, where they actually feature one of the main characters. They don't just like have a passing reference to postal inspectors, but they have a postal inspector character. So I gave my dad a heads up. I said, I want you to be on the stream then, so you can listen and then tell us, how, like, Dragnet has this reputation of trying to be exact in how they portray it. And granted, my dad was not a postal inspector in the 1950s, but I still want to get his opinion on the methods used and everything. So I thought that would be interesting. But yeah, if I'm trying to track down some people, have some fun guests. If you have ideas of others, of other great guests to have on the stream, please do share their information, and I will do my best to bring them on. Let's see here. What else did I miss? Talking about cricket. I'm child free. Yay. Yay for me. Yucky, porn hungry potheads. Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons, right? To all that. But okay. I mean, the having kids part, not the other stuff. I'm saying child free, yay for me. Sometimes it's like having child free time is precious now when it's few and far between. But overall, being a dad is great. Okay, so let me share these last two things. The first one is sorry, I thought I had stopped screen sharing. I'm going to replace screen sharing with this one. This is a website called defendyoungminds.com. They have some resources for parents that kind of talk to them about how you discuss pornography with kids. What's nuts is they've done some research, and it's like most of the time the kid's first exposure to porn is like, it's I think it's like by 8 years old, some large percentage of kids have been exposed to it already. So one thing that they put together, which is great, is they have these two books, Good Pictures, Bad Pictures, and they're age appropriate. They just talk to them about how they give them a process to like how to identify when they see images that make them uncomfortable, or when they see images with people's clothes off or whatever. Like, what they should do, that it's not their fault, that it's harmful to them, and they should go tell an adult. And I've read this one. We have this one. It's pretty good. And now that our kids are getting older, we picked this one up. I haven't read through this one myself, but I've read through this one and I like it. So that's resource number one. If you have young kids like me or grandkids or whatever, they're both available on Amazon. But it's defendyoungminds.com. And then the other one is this website, which I had heard about a long time ago when I was in college. They had these shirts. They'd sell these shirts called it just said "Porn Kills Love" on the front, but the group is called fightthenewdrug.org, and they actually have a bunch of articles that you can read to talk about how exposure to pornography or the consumption of pornography actually affects your brain in similar ways that many addictive drugs do. That it becomes compulsory and starts and can begin to impact other parts of your life. So if you go here and you're curious, there's section on how it impacts you personally, how it potentially impacts any relationships that you have, and other things. And so I've been following this group for a while. They put out a bunch of good stuff. But I just want to share that because, as Friday said, like, your kids, regardless of your best efforts, even with putting filtering and things on different devices, if your kids have devices, your kids are going to get exposed to it. So anyway, check it out. Let's see what's happening here. I can tell I'm missing some good conversations. LOL. Yeah. If anybody's listening over your shoulder, like, what is Joshua doing in his lunch hours talking about pornography online? Anyway, cool. Well, hopefully you found those useful. I'm sorry I keep coughing. It comes in fits and starts now. It's not consistent. I'm going to go all day without it. But thank you all for being here. We'll be back on we'll be back on Wednesday at 9 a.m. I'll be here. We're going to be listening to episode 44. I'll give you a preview. That one is episode. Oops. Hang on. What is that? What is episode 44? Episode 44 is The Big Watch. That's the one we're going to be listening to on Wednesday. And then Friday, I would like to do another movie night. If you have recommendations, please send it. OTR Gold, you're not our dad. You're right. I'm not your dad. That's what I said. I'm sharing the resources that I found useful. You use them as you wish. Check out, if you have any recommendations for a great movie for Friday that's available on YouTube already, please send it my way. Thank you all for being here. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'll talk to you later.